Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Have you ever had somebody tell you you weren't living up to your potential? What does that even mean? How do they know that what I'm doing right now is simply not the best that I can be doing? I mean, I know what I can do and what I can't do. I guess for us to understand this, we kind of have to understand what potential is. See, potential is what you're capable of becoming, what you're capable of doing. It's the stuff that makes you you, your qualities, your laugh, your abilities, your talents. It's that time that you did that thing that summer and never mind. It's the things that make you unique, that make you who you are. But there's a problem. The Bible tells us that you is bad. You is bad. No, that's not the right context. It's you is bad. You is bad. You know, you're not quite understand it there. It's you equals bad. And in a certain sense, that's not entirely wrong. I mean, there is scripture that says things like, you have fallen short of the glory of God. There's another verse that says that every intent and every thought of man is evil. There's also that one verse in Psalm that says that no one is good. But God has taken the initiative because of our badness. See, God sends His Son Jesus. Jesus fulfills the law. Long story, another video. He dies a cruel criminal's death. Then He raises from the dead. And then all that believe on Him, voila! Sins forgiven. I completely did not intend to make light of the gospel just then. Once that happens, things begin to change. Scripture teaches that we become a new creature. Transformation starts to occur. It's a little process that we theologians like to call sanctification. So how does all of this tie into potential? Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of Christians are stuck in the you is bad mode. You is bad? No, you equals... Never mind. This leads to a couple of different scenarios. Number one, we come into a relationship with Christ, and we still struggle with the same junk that we were struggling with before we came to know Him. We fall into the same traps over and over again, and then we say things like, I'm only human, or it's just my flesh. And we say that kind of stuff because, well, in our mind, you is bad. You is bad. Number two, we see ourselves as useless. When we come to a relationship with Christ, and just because God didn't call us to become a preacher, or a youth minister, or a church secretary, well, we think God can't use us. We don't seem to understand how God could use us as a school teacher, a bank teller, a custodial engineer. That's a janitor, in case you didn't know. Now, I know this doesn't apply to all Christians, but I think it's safe to say that it applies to a lot of them. When we begin a relationship with Christ, Christ then comes and dwells within us. He begins to equip us to do His work. So, in a really weird way, the potential to be like Christ is within us. We're reminded in Philippians 2:12 and 13. I'm going to read it. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, for it is God who works in you, both to will and to work for His good pleasure. I mean, we're a royal priesthood, for crying out loud. We can do this, Christians, and we shouldn't be so surprised when we see crazy things in Scripture that Jesus says, like, be perfect, because your Father in heaven is perfect. Because in a weird way, I think that's Jesus saying, hey, you, disciple, live up to your potential.